Hey guys, it's me KSMR here, and today I'm going to be reading a Sugawara Koushi ex-listener. This one is titled Nights on Honey Tea, and without further ado, let's get right on into the video. Ko, let's play together. Your child self giggled out, pointing to the backyard, or the playhouse in your backyard. His eyes lit up, nodding at you, his chubby hand grabbing onto your own chubby hand. The two of you went inside the playhouse. There was a small table suitable for toddlers in there, plushies surrounding it, and a tea set on the table. You dug through your dress-up bin, pulling out a knight's helmet and a crown, placing the crown on Sugawara's head and placing the knight's helmet on your own head, as you placed the belts that had your plastic sword on your waist. No fair! I wanted to be the knight and save you. Why do I have to be the prince? Sugawara whined out, taking the crown off of his head. Because I want to be there to save you, Ko. I want to be your knight, you exclaimed, pulling out your toy sword. You're my prince. I love you. I love you too. That's why I want to be the knight. So I can save you, Sugawara retorted, making you put your hand on your chin in thought before a light bulb lit up. How about we be each other's knights? He suggested, handing the boy the helmet off of your head as he took it with starry eyes. Then we can save each other. Yeah, first name. I promise to protect you forever. I'll protect you forever too. Time skip. Koushi, come on, we gotta get to school. You banged on his door, the boy groaning out. You could hear the rustling of the boy getting out of his bed. The door opened, leaving a sick Sugawara standing there, looking like he was barely able to stand. I don't feel good, Sugawara mumbled, eyes shut as he was trying to adjust himself to be awake. Sugawara's body suddenly fell into your arms. His mother wasn't there as she was at work, leaving you with the middle school boy. A sigh escaped your lips. You lifted his body into your arms effortlessly, sliding him back into his bed and getting a thermometer. You placed it inside of his mouth, and the temperature came out, reading 38.5 Celsius or 101.3 Fahrenheit. The boy was fast asleep yet again, shivering from being too cold, yet being so hot at the same time. You took out your phone, opening it and dialing your friend's phone number. Hey, Inko, Koushi's not feeling too good. Can you tell the teachers that he's not going to be there? Yeah, sure, no problem. I'll get your guys' notes for you, she replied. Thanks. Gotta take care of this cutie pie. He laughed out. I'll talk to you later, Inko. Bye. Alright, bye-bye. Inko hung up the phone as you set your phone down, looking at the sick boy who was laid in front of you. Slowly, your hands made their way to Sugawara's face, gently brushing the bangs out of his face. He was shaking gently. What am I gonna do with you? You whispered, leaning forward to place a kiss on his forehead, which seemed to calm him down a bit. Sugawara's temperature was far too high, so you went out of his room and got some tea, and got some tea in a pack for his head. Sugawara's eyes drifted open as he watched you leave. At first, he thought you were going to school, but then realized that you weren't wearing your school bag. The boy calmed down a bit when he moved his hand to his head, feeling a chapstick that you were wearing being placed on his forehead. A blush sauntered its way onto his already flushed cheeks, ready to make it seem like he was more sick than he already was. Sugawara decided to shut his eyes and wait until you got here, hoping that you were getting some tea or something. His throat was dry and scratchy. He felt so cold that he couldn't even take the blankets off because he felt cold he felt cold no matter what temperature it was, and he felt like garbage. In the kitchen, you had a pot of tea on, and you were digging through the fridge to find something to eat for him. You found a leftover miso soup in the fridge, which would be perfect if you reheated it. The teapot was getting hot as he threw some rice on the stove while waiting for the miso soup to reheat. The whirring sound of the teapot alerting you that it was now ready. You threw in the mesh bag of the tea, leaving it steep there for a while as you got some honey and put some medicine out. When the concoction of tea mixed with medicine and the food was ready, you took the tray to his room, opening the door with your foot to see the boy still there, and still sleeping. A soft smile crept up onto your lips as you shut the door behind you. Walking over to him and placing the tray on the nightstand, you woke him up by grabbing his hand and squeezing it, the boy's eyes fluttering open. "Hey, Ko, can you drink some tea for me?" you asked softly, the boy nodding slowly, sitting up and getting the covers that were wrapped around himself, or sitting up and keeping the covers being wrapped around him. The boy helped you lead your hands to his face, letting the warm tea flow throughout his throat, which made it feel oh so much better. A small hum escaped his lips as he swallowed, the honey tasting nice and helping his throat. Sugawara drank the entire cup, feeling much better, or feeling a little better already, which was saying a lot. "Thanks, first name. You didn't have to stay home for me," he hoarsely whispered, barely being able to speak out of his sore throat. You shook your head, still with a soft smile on your face. "Well, I can't have my favorite setter being sick without my help, can I?" You giggled. Now, can you eat some of this miso soup on your own?" Sugawara nodded, taking the spoon out and drinking the soup straight up, which was very unlike the boy. You watched as the boy downed his soup, happily finishing it and eyeing the yummy rice that was on his tray. He picked up the rice and ate it with the spoon, not bothering to use chopsticks. Sugawara finished off the food that you had made and felt much better and sleepier. "Thank you, first name. I think I'm gonna go back to sleep now," he murmured, the words making you calmer and more relaxed, and that he wasn't being pushy, that he was fine. "Yeah, no problem. I'm just gonna go get a futon so I can be here with you. I'm gonna go change into my extra clothes." You had trolled off as you heard some peaceful snoring coming from the gray-haired setter. A blush came onto your cheeks, getting ready to leave and get up on a futon, changing into a pair of clean clothes that you had stored at Sugawara's house. Laying out a futon, you placed a pillow down on the floor and got into your futon, doing some extra schoolwork and drinking some tea while you fell asleep. Sugawara woke up, feeling not so good. His eyes opened as he read the clock. 12:04. How long did he sleep for? He glanced down at the ground, seeing you with all of your homework that you were doing. You were sound asleep as a manga was falling out of your study book. A small giggle escaped his lips as he watched you sleep there for a while, not wanting to wake you up because you looked so cute. An empty cup of tea was on the ground next to you. Knowing that you had probably fallen asleep from the tea that Sugawara had stealthily got up, knowing that you had probably fallen asleep from the tea, Sugawara stealthily got up, walking out of the room to take care of himself and make some lunch. Sugawara tumbled down on the bottom step of the staircase, but he was alright. He knew that he woke you up, though. Your tired body got up quickly after hearing this noise, thinking Sugawara had collapsed again. But he was sitting up, straight, rubbing his head nervously. "Ko, you should be up. If you needed to get something, you could have woken me up." You gently reprimanded, the boy sending a nervous look to you. "I was just getting my hygiene taken care of. You look so peaceful and my heart wouldn't let me wake you up," he defended, crossing his arms. "Besides, I feel way better now." "Oh yeah? Then why is your voice still scratchy?" you inquired, crossing your arms, tearing through his lie immediately. A sweat drop dripped down his cheek as he rubbed the back of his neck nervously. He knew that he wasn't going to be able to lie to you, but he still tried. "Fine, well, I don't feel much better, but I can walk now," he retorted, getting up onto his feet and showing you that he was telling the truth about this thing at least. The sound of your face palming rang throughout the hallway, or the stairwell. You came down the stairs and dragged him back up, which he tried to fight you on it, but he knew that he wasn't going to win against you. "Sugawara Koushi, you get back in bed this instant, or otherwise I'm going to have to lock you in your room so you won't be able to leave. I demand you rest." You put him in his room, letting the boy reluctantly walk back to his bed. "I'm going to go make lunch for us, alright?" "Okay, I'll stay here and rest. Thank you, my knight," he mumbled, earning you a surprised look on your face, or a surprised but satisfied look from you. A blush arose on your face as you quickly turned away to face from the door. You're welcome, my prince. Time skip. 2 years later, February 14th. Hey, first name. The gray-haired setter knocked on the door before gently opening it, seeing you in bed with a pack on your forehead. You had gotten sick because you decided to play in the rain without a coat or umbrella, causing you to get drenched and, consequently, sick. Thankfully, you had school off that day, but unfortunately your parents were working, so you were left for Koushi to take care of you. Sorry, Ko. I didn't listen to you, and now you have to take care of me. You sniffled, grabbing another tissue and blowing into it. You had a high fever, and you were congested as heck. Hey, it's fine. I know you do the same thing. Like, whenever I overwork myself and get sick, you always take care of me, so I have to return the favor. He replied, bringing a tray of honey tea with cough medicine. It helped with your congestion, so you happily would let him bring it to you. He handed you a cup and you immediately took it, or you gratefully took it, downing all of it almost immediately until you tasted the bitter cough medicine mixing in with the honey. It was not a good combination. A cough came from you, but you still drank the tea, sticking your tongue out in disgust of the taste of the medicine. Gross, you whimpered. But you knew it would help, so you thanked him anyways. Thank you, Ko. Sugawara sat on the edge of the bed, swinging his feet as he looked onto the ground. He couldn't help but feel responsible for you getting sick. You were his royalty and he was your knight. He was surprised when you had pulled him into your arms, snuggling into him. Sugawara relaxed into you, turning and wrapping his arms around you to try to snuggle you back. You happily sat there as the boy held you tightly. You were slightly out of your feverish state, so you were free to admit whatever you wanted. Oh, you were slightly out of it in your feverish state there. Koushi, you're amazing, you mumbled, the boy hearing you but not displaying any physical reaction. Thank you. You know, Koushi, I've been in love with you since the beginning of middle school. Your voice was barely above a whisper, but oh boy, he heard, and he heard it very well. You felt his body freeze and you pulled him into you deeper, not responding. It's not like you cared. You were happily snuggling with your childhood best friend. Life couldn't be any better to you than it was in this childlike state. Sugawara watched your eyes flutter shut and your breathing begin to get even. He let out a shaky breath. He didn't even know he was holding it in. He had been suspicious of your feelings ever since the two of you had entered Karasuno, but now it was confirmed. He couldn't help but be blushy at your sudden confession. Not that he didn't like you too, but he was just afraid that you didn't have the same feelings for him. Sugawara held on to you as Sugawara held you in his firm grasp tightly, falling into a half slumber with you in his arms. Oh my god, I seriously said that. What's wrong with me? He's gonna hate me and he's gonna have to find a new best friend and I'll die of heartbreak and the... You rumbled, which had woke the boy up. He lazily stared as he rocked back and forth on the ground, his face a furious shade of red. Sugawara sat up, rubbing his eyes and getting your attention. He bored holes into the boy's face, fear installed into you. That's not true. Even if I didn't feel the same, I wouldn't abandon you. We're childhood friends, first name. He told you, concern evident in his tone. You nodded, looking back at the ground and running over the words in your head, eyes going wide again. Your heart skipped a beat, glancing at the boy who gave you a sweet smile. As if your face wasn't already red enough from you being sick, it just turned a gazillion times darker. So you hid your face in your hands, rocking back and forth in embarrassment. You're too sweet, Koushi. You're making me blush too hard. And you like me back? I think I'm dreaming, but please don't wake me up. You whined into your hands, still rocking. The boy slid from the bed onto the ground, picking you up from the floor and placing you gently onto the bed, sliding the covers over you. Yes, first name, I'm also in love with you. Now, let's go get some toast and medicine. I have to treat my royalty right. He planted a kiss onto your forehead. Eyes. Eyes giving you the look that he had given you so many times before. But now you know that the context of those soft eyes. I love toast, but you know what I love even more? You rhetorically asked, him thinking for a bit before replying. What? I couldn't guess. Tell me. He playfully responded, nearing your face closely. A kiss, you said, leaning into him. But he pushed your nose away from him, wagging his other finger. Nuh-uh, not until you get better. Aw, you're so mean, Koushi. I know, and you're sick, dummy, so go get some rest and you can have one later. Fine, I plan to redeem that coupon as soon as I can. Yes, my royalty, whatever you ask. I love you, Koushi, my knight. I love you too, royalty. Oh my god. Suga, marry me. Oh my god, that was so cute. Stop it. Stop. That was so cute. Oh my god. That was like disgustingly sweet in every good way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was so cute. Oh my god. Stop it. Stop. That was so adorable. I'm also sorry for getting this out late, guys, but I was busy reading a 15-part Tsukihina Idol story, so sorry about that one. It was a really good story, guys. I'm not finished with it though. I'm on like the last chapter until I looked at the clock out of nowhere and realized it was 3:30 and I still hadn't recorded anything, so yeah. And then it took me like 10 minutes to actually get this recording started, so that was fantastic. Anyways, if you guys want the Tsukihina story that I'm talking about, I'll put it in the description, and if you do read it, if you like Tsukihina, make sure to tell me how you liked it, because I think it was really good. I hadn't found a Tsukihina Idol and there was one, and I was like, whoa. So I read it, and it was really good. Anyways, this is getting super off topic because I'm talking about a ship, and this is not even ship-related stuff. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and if you did, make sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a video, and also like a video that doesn't make for new background. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!